Hello, this is Jennifer Engel from Inspire and Illuminate Incorporated, which at this point is just a phone number, a website, a mailbox, and a blog. But I am excited to announce that I have invested also in some software called MindBody. So if I want to start taking on one-on-one clients this summer, I can. And if anyone out there is interested, there is an app out there called MindBody Connect that you can download to your phone, and you would sign in and you would type in Inspire and Illuminate in the search engine. You would hit enter and you would find the little tree with the golden swish above it, and then you would tap on my name, Jennifer Engel, and you can find an appointment and book an appointment right on your phone. To be honest, I probably won't be taking clients until at least June 15th, when I'm actually going to be updating the app. Right now, there's really basic information in there if you download it and look at it. And I'm going to be finalizing that app on June 18th. So then it will probably pretty much be up and ready to go. But that's not necessarily what I came here to talk about. What I came here to talk about is things that I have been married to in the past. That was the blog post over the past week. Is it mutual? Is there an admiration for each other? Is there respect? Is there innocence? Is there empathy? And do you hold each other dear? And I also said that this married philosophy could apply to more than couples. For example, I have been married to people literally and just dating, where there wasn't a mutual admiration of respect or innocence or empathy, and eventually we did not hold each other dear. But it could also be physically related to things like food. For example, there might be food in our cultures or in our traditions that we constantly take in, but they're not necessarily the best for our bodies. And so we really need to stop and think, do we just continue this even though it hurts our physical bodies? Or do we change our mindset and get married to maybe better food choices for our overall physical, emotional, and mental health? The other thing is I have been married to ideas or interests that, while they might have been fun, didn't necessarily lift me up and may have even hurt those around me. So you need to stop and think about, are the interests, the things that you do for fun, are those lifting you and those around you up, or are they bringing you down? The other thing that I have been married to for a long time was extreme emotions. So in life, there's always a positive and there's always a negative. And people like to experience extreme joy and extreme pain. And I think a lot of people in this world are addicted to drama, because drama leads to that really deep feeling of either excitement or anger. And that can get addicting. As I get a little bit older, I'm starting to realize that really what we want to do is experience emotions as a balance point, where we're not experiencing extreme highs, but we're not experiencing extreme lows either. We're kind of at this balance of contentment that generally happens almost every day, more often than discontentment. I've never been married to a spirituality that has hurt me or brought me down, but there were about 2 years that I kind of stopped praying or having a spirituality altogether. And I will be honest, those were probably the 2 most difficult years of my life. Well, some of them. I've had a lot of difficult years of my life, but they were definitely 2 of the most darkest periods. So I always feel a lot better when I am married to a spiritual community that helps lift me up and keeps me on the right path. But whatever that spirituality is for you, whether it's Hinduism, whether it's Universal Unitarianism, whether it's Christianity, whatever it is, as long as it kind of gives you a community that kind of holds you accountable for your behavior and for expectations of living a higher life. The one thing that I'm starting to realize as I get older is that life is really supposed to be simple, but we humans complicate it quite a bit. That's why I'm going to challenge myself and you to 90 days of taking one thing every day that you could reduce, get rid of, or simplify. And my whole point is that simplicity and balance equals your personal power. That's when you're going to find yourself in the flow. When you're not in the flow, it seems like life is difficult and you're struggling to get the things you want. When you simplify and when you live a balanced life, things begin to flow toward you effortlessly without a lot of planning. So join me this summer for 90 days of simplicity beginning today. And I guess my number one thing today was that I bought software to help simplify my business and my scheduling system. So that was my number one today. Join me tomorrow as I go for tip number 2. I invite you either into my home or around my home or in my life and show you what I take to simplify to give myself a little bit more power, which is kind of interesting, isn't it? In life we think about, I'm going to get more power if I have this job, if I get this thing, if I have these things, I will have more. And really what I'm finding is simplifying is power. So taking things away from your life is actually going to give you more power. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go off and live in a hut in the woods or anything like that, but it does mean that everything around you is neat, it's orderly, and it's only the things that you love to have around you. So join me again tomorrow, and until then, keep looking for inspiration and illuminate what you find to everyone. Peace and blessings.